I can smell a fire. I just wanted to make oh, there's sensitive lights. They turn on as you go past them. I just wanted to make an update video real quick. So I moved in here properly last night, and it was last night. I took all day yesterday to pack everything. I actually wasn't planning on moving in last night. I was just going to pack the car as much as possible and bring as much as possible because the internet was being turned on today, the fibre. And somehow I managed to Jenga everything into my house. So I left the Airbnb yesterday, which was 5 days earlier than expected. I looked at the refunds for Airbnb, it was like 1 cent. So technically I still have the Airbnb, I just don't have the key. But yeah, so I've moved. I've now started sourcing loads of things. Like I say, the money's going down and down and down and down. It's insane. And we still haven't done the biggest purchase yet, which should happen tomorrow, as long as Crédit Agricole up the amount of money that I can send, because it's over the limit. Currently it is warmer outside than it is in the house, which is an interesting one. They are redoing the roof, or the materials the other side to redo the roof. They haven't started redoing it yet, but the materials are here. Turning the fibre on today was a nightmare. They wasted my entire day and basically refused to speak to me, which was really nice. So yeah, that was fun. So it took them from 11:20 this morning to 4:30 this evening to turn on my damn internet, and they kept leaving and coming back and wouldn't tell me anything. Literally told me nothing. Amazing customer service, free. I will be not with your network if I manage to stay in this country. I will not join your network again next year. I will terminate my contract. I was very, very close to the point of terminating today, but there's just no point in making everything more difficult. So I will keep free for this year, which is, well, the year that I don't know if I'm going to stay or not, and then I will switch. And I can actually terminate the contract whenever I want. Free don't have a buy-in period. They don't have a contract period, but it costs 50 euros or something to get out of it. So maybe it's a good one to stay with because of that, and you don't get tied in for a year. I don't know. So yeah, the fibre today took an amazingly long time and was wasted most of my day. I had a brainwave hotspotted from my phone, so I got some orders in and responded to a couple of emails. I've still got the website to build. Like I said, the fridge delivery, which was actually a couple of weeks ago now, that was a nightmare as well. It's like customer service doesn't exist if they're not, French nationals, which is really strange. That's my 2 experiences so far. The only 2 experiences I've had, and they've both not been French nationals, and they've both been shit experiences. So that's a good trend. I'm not sure if okay, there's a couple of things in my head right now that I want to talk about. So number one, I'm not sure if the house being colder inside right now while it's warmer outside is a good thing or a bad thing, because obviously we're going towards winter now. I mean, it's 22 degrees during the day still. Today was warm. I was sat outside, it was nice. But during the winter, obviously, I want the house to keep the warmth in, and I'm hoping that is the case. And I mean, I don't know if that's a bat or not. I don't know if you saw it. There's some sort of a bat-looking thing flying around. I don't know. But having a new roof should help with keeping the heat in, which hopefully will be a plus. I do want to talk to them about putting some guttering up so that I can harvest rainwater, because there's a nice flat part here that I'm sat on. It's quite big, spans the whole width of the house. So I should be able to line up water butts all the way along. We'll have one huge water butt, which will create kind of a bit of a wall there, which would be nice. And I think that's worth doing, because obviously it brings costs down, and I can have my own little plant collection here. I've been thinking there's so many flies and things, like little carnivorous plant collections down the side. Really nice. Yeah. And then what else? So the rooms in the house, I was scared. I was seriously scared. I was like, oh my goodness, the grow rooms that I want aren't going to fit. That's terrible. That's so terrible. And there's just been this thing in the back of my head for the past 3 days while I've not been here, or 2 days. I can't remember how long it's been. Where I was like, surely this doesn't make any sense. Surely I can have bigger tents than what these measurements say, which are the measurements that I took, which were basically to allow the doors to open. And just in my head, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make sense because the rooms are bigger than this. I must be able to put bigger doors, bigger grow tents in these rooms. And when I got here last night, number one, I measured the height of the rooms, which is insanely tall compared to England. England really doesn't have tall ceilings at all. In France, they're absolutely massive because the flow hood, I'm all over the place, the flow hood that they're offering me that can come within 2 weeks is a taller flow hood, and it's for the same price. So the same width, but taller, so more real estate to work in. I seriously think those are bats. So that's great. I get more for less money, or more for the same money. And it fits perfectly because the roofs are just freaking huge. Oh, it's raining. Let's go inside. Okay. Alright, we will have to finish this video in here. It started raining. I thought it was leaves falling, but no. You hear that constantly, leaves falling. And you can see leaves falling. When the wind blows, they go like a massive thing of leaves. It's crazy. Okay, yeah, I was doing the measurements of the rooms this morning because I was like, there's no way this is... For the past couple of days I must be able to get a bigger grow tent in. I must be able to. And today I confirmed I could get the largest grow tent, which is amazing, into one of the rooms. And in the other room, which has problems because there's 2 doors, basically I can get a really long grow tent that's a bit thinner. So 300 by 150. So another massive one, which is great because I was really scared about the capacity, because obviously the smaller, the less plants we can have, the less plants we can sell, etc., etc., etc. So the bigger we can do, the better. So I'm actually really quite happy now. Having bought those 2 this morning, it's amazing because the acclimation chamber is 300 by 150, which is big, very big. And the grow chamber is 240 by 240, which is massive. It's bigger than the 300 by 150, which is crazy. It is crazy. And they're both 200 centimeters tall. So freaking tall, really tall, which is amazing. We're gonna have so much room, which is amazing. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with that. And they weren't very expensive. We got them from Spider Farm. And because we were a new customer, well, number one, all of our stuff is Mars Hydro, but Mars Hydro didn't have the tents either size. Just don't have them. They got smaller tents. Great, that's useful, isn't it? So we looked at Spider Farm, which I guess a lesser known brand, still top brand, and they had them in stock. So I knew that from the past couple of days when I was looking at the tents anyway. So I grabbed the 2 Spider Farms and we got a 10% discount, which took them under 700 euros, which is amazing because the amount of money that I'm spending is ridiculous. And now we're going into Black Friday sales as well. Hopefully some other things will be cheaper, but I don't think so. I mean, what else do we need? We ordered some LEDs today for the racking for the tissue culture room. We also ordered some gloves. Obviously we need gloves to work in the tissue culture room. I'm looking at buying some Crocs for the tissue culture room, but they need to be sealed There's laboratory standards. I need to buy a lab coat. There's so many little things that you need to think about. I need to buy plastic sheeting for the floors so that it's like wipe away clean. I don't know if I can do anything for the walls, which might be a bit of a problem, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can get like, I don't know, some sort of sheeting. I mean, I need to do this cheaply. And then there's all the stuff for the house. Like, there's no bins. There's one bin in the kitchen, but I need a bin in the bathroom for, you know, loo rolls and stuff. And I need a bin in my bedroom for tissues and stuff. And there's tissues on my desk, so it'd be nice to have another bin in here. My nose is a bit iffy. I had an operation on it not too long ago, it's actually a couple of years now, which made it a lot better. It was a lot worse, but I mean, you can see in some of the videos, right, when I get allergies, it gets really messed up. Yeah, and then I've got all this cardboard and stuff down here, because I've got no external bins, I've got no collection bins. And what's interesting is there's no council tax. There's no council tax in France. It got ruled out if it's your primary residence. So there's no council tax here, it's just the rent. And the bin collection charge is included in the rent. So all I have to do is contact the mairie, I really need to Google how you say that, the mayor's office, and get my bins from them, because apparently when houses become vacant, sometimes they come and collect the bins so that they aren't, I guess, being blown around the place, especially in places like this where it's the middle of the countryside and no one is. You don't want bins flying down the hill. That'd be a nightmare. You don't know what they're going to smash into. But yeah, so we've got fibre in today, literally only a couple of hours ago. The PC and everything is all set up to the left of me. I mean, this room's huge. I'm just setting things up as if I have no room. Like, the idea being that this room will probably end up being like an ensuite, right? Because the storage room is right there, the bathroom is right there, and then the toilet is right there, yeah? And then it's all the bedrooms. So all the bedrooms are probably going to end up being the lab. That's going to be the business, that side of the house. And then I'll probably move the current bedroom, which is right next to the door, to come in on the right-hand side. I will probably move the bed and everything out of there in a couple of months' time when everything's up and running and we're actually making some money, and move that into here so that I'm sleeping in here, I'm working on the PC in here, my dining table's here, my kitchen is here, and everything this side of the house is living, everything that side of the house is the business. And that's a really nice split to have. The only thing that we don't have is a packing place, a packing facility, a place to do all the boxes and everything, but I'll figure that one out, I guess. There's got to be a way to figure that out easily. I mean, we should be doing bulk orders, which makes it a lot easier to pack, because you're just doing one huge box with loads of stuff in. Which makes it a lot more simple, a lot more simple. And Draff will be much, much happier. Draff are the people that give you all your licenses and everything. And they control all the contamination and They're a serious, serious body that you need to keep happy, otherwise you can't give plant passports, which means you can't ship and outside of France. They'll be happy if half of the house is business, half of the house is domicile, because it's a very clear split then, and they will be happy with that. There's a lot of things for me to consider. There's also, probably once the grow tents get here, we will need dehumidifiers in those two rooms, just to make sure everything's good. The lab room will also, well, all of the business rooms will probably need to be completely closed, never have the windows open. So we may need dehumidifiers in all of them. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. We want to make sure, obviously, dehumidifiers are useful for two things, yeah? They get rid of the humidity, which humidity damages houses all the time. So you want to get rid of that. So they'll be running every day, all day. or at least they'll detect when the humidity leaks out of the tents. I'm hoping the tents will hold all the humidity and it'll barely be any that comes out, so that the electricity bill on the dehumidifiers isn't large, but we will see. And potentially we need to create some sort of venting system where the windows are completely open, but the vent goes out the window and the window is completely sealed around it. And I guess you put a mesh on the outside of the vent as well to stop things from coming in, and that keeps draft happy as well, because you can't just vent them into the room, because that's stupid. So you need to vent them outside, but you can't let things from outside come inside, especially in the acclimation chamber. So there's a lot of tricky things going on. And one of the other things in my head is I don't have a way of getting the tissue culture vessels that have been autoclaved out of the autoclave into the laminar flow hood without them becoming potentially infected, non-sanitized. I don't know, that's not the word that I wanted, but that's the word I'm going with. So that they don't become non-sanitized. But I will figure that one out when the autoclave gets here. At this rate, I think the laminar flow hood is somehow going to get here before the autoclave, but the autoclave was ordered weeks ago. Okay, well, yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. We're at maybe a month and a half now. I don't know actually. Where are we at? We are at, yeah, it says mercredi, but it doesn't say the damn day. 5th of November. So no, we're nowhere near a month and a half. We're about a month and a quarter. We're about a month and a quarter in. We're in the facility, we know what's going on, everything fits. I'm happy with the size of the setup, which I was really upset about actually. Not upset, but I was unhappy about internally when I was like, really, this is the size of the grow tents that are gonna fit? That's pathetic. But now I figured that one out, that I can have nice big grow tents. It's a big win, it is a huge win for me. So I'm happy that I figured that one out for sure. And you will have seen the setup in the last video as well. I showed you the one, because there's like 3 diagrams. One's got a circle around it. It's right there on the wall. We've also got a Chinese supplier who really wants to supply to us. I just don't know how expensive it's going to be. If they can supply to us in bulk, then we can sell more plants, less work for me, and well, obviously it depends on the prices, and it means we can also duplicate their material as long as we don't have a contract that says we can't. Right now it's just a case of stay in the house, ordering, setting up, everything else. I need a doormat as well. God damn it. Yeah, doormat, bins, Yeah, there's still loads of stuff to do, and loads of money to spend. That makes it sound like I've got a lot of money, but what I mean is I need to spend a lot of money, which is killing me. It is killing me to see that number go down. I mean, I kind of decided, okay, my original plan was to try and save as much money as possible, right? So I kept some money in the UK. Not as much money as I brought here. And the idea was to leave that money alone and just use the money that I've got here to do everything. But as I'm moving forward, I'm realizing the regulations mean you have to buy certain things. And certain spec of things. So for example, our flow hood does not have to be so expensive, right? But if we get the cheaper model, which isn't as professional, like the filters aren't as good, it doesn't go down to the right particle size and such for international deliveries. So we could only deliver to France if we got the cheaper one, which is still a couple of thousand. So getting the more expensive one means we don't later have to buy another one. And that's always my mindset. It's always my mindset. Buy the really expensive stuff now that you need, which is why I'm getting the massive grow tents that I need, because I don't want to buy everything again, right? I want to buy everything, have everything, and then be like, right, I'm sorted. Now it's just work, and that's it. I don't have to worry about constantly buying stuff other than obviously media and consumables. But it's very expensive to do that. Very, very expensive. I'm sure a lot of people think it's way more sensible to buy the cheapest you possibly can, like the smaller ones, and do it gradually and grow slowly and da-da-da. I'm just not like that. I'm 100% or 0%. And everyone who knows me knows that. Like everyone who properly knows me, of which there's only like 2 people, 3 people, maybe only 2 to be honest, know that I am either 0% or 100%, which is why I'm not in the UK doing the job I was doing, because I'm now 0% on that. I don't want it. And now I'm 100% on this and being in France. There is no chill with me. There is either 0 or 100. Right? There is no in between. So yeah, I think I've rambled enough. I'm currently creating an Amazon list. It is 6:25 on the 5th of November. You will have seen 5th of November when this video first started. I'm creating an Amazon list for the things that I need. Ethernet cable is a big one for the PC, because the PC will not connect to the fiber box, because the fiber box is actually in the acclimation room, which is all the way down the hall. I mean, you can hear this place is echoing. Yeah, this is a big ass place. It's not small. And I would love to live here with a job. I would love to live here with like a remote job. It's not, for long term, me living and doing this, obviously this is not ideal, because it's a Gironde business. This is the Dordogne, but the business is a Gironde business, and it remains a Gironde business. And the Gironde are the ones that said yes. So this is 100% a Gironde business, and I want it to be a Gironde business because the business plan really requires that throughput of tourism. Yeah, I'm just being hopeful, but this is not going to be a long-term thing. It'll be obviously at least the first year, potentially the first 2 years. We'll see. But we are going to have to move back to the Gironde, because that was where I wanted to be, and that's where the business plan is, and that's where everything works in my head. So we do want to move back to the Gironde at some point. So yeah, that's this ramble. I'm a little bit more hopeful, as you can hear, after looking at the sizes of those grow tents. And yeah, I've decided to put everything into this, which I think I was getting to and I never actually said. So the money in the UK, I think I'm going to liquidate the majority of it and bring that over when I go back to the UK. And yeah, just because the upfront costs and everything here are just insane. They're just insane. And I don't know how they approve my business plan. I don't know how they approve my business plan. Because, well, they trusted me to know what I was doing, I guess. And I did know what I was doing, and I 100% could do it for the price of what I put in the business plan, but not with all these regulations. These regulations make it incredibly difficult. And number one, they make it incredibly difficult, and number two, it means you have to buy so many things, like so many things, including all the stuff to make sure everything is sanitary and that there's no outside influence. So the stuff from here can't go into there, no dirt can go into there, and da-da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da. It's difficult. It's way more difficult than it's not difficult. It's complicated. It's way more complex than I thought it was going to be. But that's always the case, and that is always the case with me, because I go 100%, and sometimes I go 100% into things where I don't know 100% what's going on.